In this video, I want to talk about UK sponsors, who they are, what do they really do, and when someone says I found a sponsor, what is it that they mean? In this video, I'm actually going to do that. But you are seeing at the picture of cabbages right now. The reason why I'm actually showing you this is that when these cabbages are ready, please come and buy from me. With that out of the way, let us get into the sponsors. In Zimbabwe, if you tell someone that I have a sponsor, this is what it simply means. It simply means that I have someone who is paying for everything that I'm doing. Okay? So basically, the term sponsor in Zimbabwe is used when someone basically is going to school and then they say, we have found a sponsor who can be paying school fees. So basically, they'll be taking care of everything. So a lot of people, they get confused when they hear the word sponsor about going to the United Kingdom. And I'm going to try and simplify this. I'm sure that in my video, I'm going to miss out a couple of things because I don't want to get into details. And at the same time, I want to make sure that I simplify the definition so that you can explain, you can understand much easier. Now, when someone says a UK sponsor, I wanted to replace the word sponsor with an employer. Okay, that's what you're actually doing. You're actually replacing that. So an employer, who is based in the United Kingdom, they're a registered care company, and they want to hire people outside the United Kingdom. They go to the United Kingdom government. Okay, it's written on their United Kingdom website. You can go and actually read about the information. And they say, we are a care company. We need to hire people from outside the United Kingdom. And then the United Kingdom government is going to give them a list of requirements. Okay, if you go on the United Kingdom website, you're going to see a list of requirements for an employer or the sponsor to qualify to hire outside the United Kingdom. There are fees that are involved when they're actually doing that process, and they're actually stated on the United Kingdom website. Now, when they apply, they say that we need to hire a certain number of people. I'm sure there are different categories that they have to abide by and follow. A very good example, an employer or sponsor in the United Kingdom can actually apply to say, I need to bring in 10 people from outside the United Kingdom. There are countries that they are supposed to hire from, and there are laws and regulations, again, that they have to follow. However, if the United Kingdom approves their application, so it's a process, again, they have to submit their papers back and forth, pay the money that is needed and things like that. If the United Kingdom government approves their application, they are given what is known certificate of sponsorships. Now, certificate of sponsorship is issued to an employer. Now, according to the government website, or according to the COS, according to this document, the COS document, if you have actually come across any, it states that this is the COS number, this is the employer name, and where it says employer, they say that it's a sponsor. Okay, so they're issued with a certificate of sponsorship. That simply means that they have what is known as a COS. Now, when someone is issued, or a company is issued with a certificate of sponsorship, they're given the certain number that I've actually mentioned earlier on. Now they're supposed to go through the recruiting process, and they have a choice. Now, think of an employer who can say, I'm funding your accommodation, that is going to be taken care of. Your expenses when you get to the United Kingdom is going to be taken care of. Okay, some sponsors, they go to that extent to do that. However, they have a choice depending on what they want. Again, following the rules and regulations of the United Kingdom. They might say that in order for you to get to the United Kingdom as a care worker, you need to put money into your bank account. And again, this information is written on the United Kingdom website. So you may come across situations whereby you are required to have money in your bank account. In some instances, you may not be required to have money in your bank account because the sponsor will be taking care of your accommodation and other related expenses that are needed. However, let us take back the story to Zimbabwe, okay, and people that want to understand about sponsorship. Okay, I've been doing a lot of videos about going to the United Kingdom as a care worker, and a lot of people, they do ask me this question. I'm looking for a sponsor who can do everything for me. I have found a sponsor, but they're not giving me money for this and that. However, remember earlier on, I said let's replace the word sponsor with an employer. Just like now, if you're looking for a job in Zimbabwe, what you do is, number one, you need to make sure that you're qualified for the job, yeah? you need to make sure that you have the requirements that are needed, and then you can submit your CV, and then you can now start negotiating with that employer. The same goes with the employer in the United Kingdom. What they are looking for, there are certain requirements that they are looking for. One of them is English test. The other one is maybe a driver's license. I've actually done a video that explains about the driver's. Another thing is care standard certificates and all these other things. Now, when our people in Zimbabwe, when they hear that I'm looking for a sponsor, they are looking for a sponsor that can pay for their TB test. They're looking for a sponsor that can pay for their English test. They're looking for a sponsor that can buy them airtime. They're looking for a sponsor that can that can send them money for internet. They're looking for a sponsor that can give them accommodation. They're looking for a sponsor that can give them travel money expenses while they're in Zimbabwe. They're looking for a sponsor that can actually take them to school so that they can actually learn the care training. So this is why a lot of people get stuck in terms of understanding the term sponsor. So some of the people, what they're doing, they're working on their documents, like getting the English test, TB test, all the required documents, and then they just apply for a job to the employer. Now the employer, they're going to look at your documents and then decide according to their company processes that, okay, we've found Kuda who has a very good CV, who can come and work for us, and we need to offer Kuda accommodation. They decide, or they tell me, Kuda, you need to have this much money in your bank account so that you can actually cross over to United Kingdom. So there are different use cases. Again, this information is just a breakdown of what I've learned through helping others and what I've learned through reading the United Kingdom website. However, my video may contain some mistakes, but I wanted to simplify this so that you understand exactly what a UK sponsor is and their responsibilities and things like that. Till today, I do get asked with a lot of people that I want to get to United Kingdom, but I'm looking for a sponsor who can do everything for me. Okay, so you need to understand that a sponsor, let me just recap. A sponsor is another word that is used for an employer. Okay, and the employer, they have different conditions and that you need to abide to. Just ask what they need. Another thing that I need to explain to people is that when the employer is issued with COSs or certificate of sponsorship, number one, they are given a deadline that this COS should have been used by this date. So in some cases, you may find a sponsor and they're working with certain deadlines and they're giving you a bit of a push. It could be because they are working on a deadline. And another times, maybe the employer has actually applied to get COSs. And a lot of people, they get to say, if I found a job, how long does it take to get a COS to be allocated to me? Really, there's no answer to that. Another thing that you need to understand is that on a document that is called COS, just go and Google about it. You're going to learn the details of your contract, like your salary, like your term of contract, like how many years your visa is, and there is the company, the sponsor name, the employer name, there is the COS number. Quite a number of documents it's quite a number of information that you need to know when you get to the COS. There's a lot of information that I'm not going to explain here. So guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, let me get back to work and subscribe to my channel. Please buy my cabbages when they are ready, guys. Thank you so much, and bye for now.